Have you ever thought that a simple penny could make you a fortune? Imagine finding a penny in your change that's worth more than a brand new car, a house, or even a small fortune. Today, we're going to talk about an extremely rare coin that could be sitting right in your pocket or in your coin jar, waiting to make you rich. It's the 1966 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and this little coin, once considered ordinary, is now worth an astonishing $867,000. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth less than 1 cent could be worth more than most people's entire savings. But how is that even possible? And how do you know if you have one of these rare pennies? Stay with me because we're going to uncover the history, details, and the surprising value of this rare penny. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how you might just find yourself holding a small treasure in your hand. Historical background. Let's take a step back in time. The year was 1966, and the United States Mint was producing its regular yearly supply of coins, including the familiar Abraham Lincoln 1-cent pieces. These pennies were made primarily for circulation and weren't expected to become anything special. But in a strange twist of fate, some of these pennies turned out to be incredibly rare and valuable. You might wonder why a 1966 penny is considered unusual in the first place. Well, the reason is in the mint mark, or more specifically, the lack of it. Most coins produced by the U.S. Mint feature a mint mark that indicates where they were made. For most coins in 1966, the mint mark would be a letter, either D for Denver or S for San Francisco, stamped onto the coin. However, in some cases, a small number of 1966 Lincoln pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. These no mint mark pennies are extremely rare because they were supposed to have one, but due to a minting error, they were released without one. This small mistake created an opportunity for coin collectors and enthusiasts to find a valuable gem tucked away in their pocket change. How to identify a genuine 1966 no-mint mark penny? Now that we know the history behind the coin, let's discuss how to identify a genuine 1966 no-mint mark penny. First off, make sure it's the right year. This coin is only valuable if it was made in 1966. But how do you tell if it's the no-mint mark version? Start by looking closely at the obverse of the coin, where you'll find Abraham Lincoln's image. Normally, you would see a mint mark below the date, but for this rare coin, there is nothing there. No D or S, just the year 1966 and a blank space. Next, pay attention to the weight and feel of the coin. A regular penny weighs about 2.5 grams. If your coin feels unusually light, it could be a sign that it's something special. But remember, weight alone won't guarantee it's the rare 1966 penny. This is just one clue among others. Another way to be sure is to get the coin inspected by a professional. If you're ever in doubt, visiting a local coin dealer or having it appraised by a certified expert is a good step to take. Key details. Let's get into the specifics of this coin. The 1966 no-mint mark penny, like all regular Lincoln pennies, is made from a copper-coated zinc composition. However, the key to its value isn't in the material, but in the error of the missing mint mark. Here are the crucial details to know. Weight, 2.5 grams diameter, 19.05 mm material, copper-coated zinc mint mark, none design. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse features a simple design of 2 wheat stalks. Why this coin is rare and valuable? So why is this 1966 no-mint mark penny so rare and valuable? The answer lies in its rarity and the mistake made at the mint. These pennies were produced at a time when the U.S. Mint was working with high volumes of coinage, and errors like this were not unheard of. However, only a small number of 1966 pennies were released without a mint mark, making them incredibly scarce. The fact that these coins were produced in such small numbers means that they stand out in the world of coin collecting. Most people simply don't know about this coin or how valuable it is, so they might spend it in a store without realizing they're handing over a small treasure. The rarity, combined with the growing interest in coin collecting, has pushed the value of this coin up to astronomical levels. Current market value. Now, let's talk numbers. The value of the 1966 no-mint mark penny can vary depending on its condition. A worn or circulated penny might still fetch several $100s, while a coin in near-perfect, uncirculated condition could be worth much more. For example, one recently sold for over $867,000 at a major coin auction. If you're lucky enough to find one that has been professionally graded and certified by a reputable coin grading service, the value could be even higher, especially if it's graded at a high level like MS65 or MS66. Here are some rough values based on condition. Worn or circulated, $500 to $2,000 uncirculated, $10,000 to $50,000 certified high grade, up to $867,000. It's important to note that even if your coin doesn't reach those top dollar amounts, it can still be a valuable collector's item. And with the right buyer, you never know how much you might be able to sell it for. Real auction examples. To give you an idea of what these coins are actually going for, let's look at some real-world auction results. In recent years, the 1966 no-mint mark penny has made headlines when it was sold at prestigious auctions for six-figure prices. One of the most notable sales occurred when a 1966 no-mint mark penny in nearly perfect condition was sold for a record-breaking $867,000. This shocked both the coin world and the general public, proving that a simple penny could be worth more than a mansion in some cases. In conclusion, if you're a coin collector, or even if you just happen to be the type of person who checks their change, now is the time to get familiar with the 1966 no-mint mark penny. You might be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. The next time you're going through your pennies, be sure to look for this rare error. And remember, the more you know about coins, the better your chances of finding something truly valuable. If you want to keep learning about rare coins, how to spot them, and how to build your own collection, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We'll keep bringing you more valuable coin tips and secrets. And who knows? Your next penny could make you a lot richer than you ever imagined. So go ahead, check your change, and happy collecting. Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of history and a treasure that could be hiding in your pocket change. Imagine finding a coin that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not. Let's talk about the 1968 Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that has captured the attention of coin collectors and investors worldwide. This penny could be worth up to $867,000, and in this video, I'll explain how you can spot one and what makes it so valuable. Stay with me as we explore the history, the unique features, and why this particular coin is considered a rare gem in the world of numismatics. To understand why the 1968 Lincoln penny is so valuable, we need to take a quick look at the history behind the coin. The Abraham Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, features the profile of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But why is this particular 1968 penny so important? Well, in 1968, something unusual happened. The U.S. Mint produced a small number of these pennies with a rare error that made them extremely valuable today. Although most 1968 pennies were minted without issue, some were struck with a unique characteristic that has made them worth a fortune. Now, let's get into how to identify a genuine 1968 Abraham Lincoln penny. You're probably wondering, how can I tell if I have this rare coin? Here are the key steps: date and mint mark. First, check the date on the coin. It should read 1968. You'll also need to look for the mint mark, which is a small D located beneath the date. This D indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is important for its rarity. The weight: a genuine 1968 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it's significantly heavier or lighter, it could be a fake or altered coin. Material: the 1968 penny, like other pennies of that time, is made from a copper-plated zinc composition. If the coin is made of something else, it might not be authentic. The error: some of these pennies have a unique error known as the double die or double struck error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once during the minting process, causing the image and text to appear double or blurry. This error is what makes the 1968 penny so special. So why is this coin so rare and valuable? It's all about the errors and the rarity. Although the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies in 1968, only a small number of them had this double die error. Coins with this type of error are extremely sought after by collectors because they are considered mistakes made during the minting process, which adds to their value. The fact that the 1968 penny is made from copper-plated zinc also adds to its worth. Over the years, the value of copper has risen, making these coins even more valuable. But it's the double die error that truly sets this coin apart from other pennies. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part: how much this coin is worth. A regular 1968 penny is worth about 1 cent in its everyday circulated condition. However, if you have a 1968 penny with the double die error and it is in mint condition, it can be worth an incredible amount of money. In fact, Well-preserved examples of this rare era coin have sold for as much as $867,000 at auctions. Yes, you heard that right, over $800,000 for a single penny. Of course, most 1968D pennies won't fetch this kind of price. But even a coin in worn condition can still be worth a few $1,000s if it has the double die error. Coins in uncirculated or certified condition, meaning they have been graded by professional numismatists, are the ones that fetch the highest prices. These coins often come with a certificate of authenticity, which adds to their value. A coin with this error that is in near-perfect condition can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let's look at a few real-life examples. In 2018, one of these 1968D double-die pennies sold at an auction for an astonishing $350,000. Another coin, which was graded in excellent condition, went for over $700,000. These kinds of sales are proof that this coin is not just rare but incredibly valuable, especially to collectors who are on the lookout for mistakes made during the minting process. While it's unlikely you'll find a penny worth $867,000 in your spare change, some of these rare era coins have still fetched large sums of money. Even a coin that's not in perfect condition can still be worth a lot more than its face value. So, could you get lucky and find a 1968D penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Absolutely. While it's a rare occurrence, people have made significant money by finding this coin in their change. It's a reminder that coin collecting isn't just for the wealthy. Anyone can get started and potentially make a fortune. If you have any pennies from 1968, take a closer look. You might just have a valuable collector's item sitting in your pocket. If you find one, make sure to get it properly graded by a professional. The right certification can make all the difference in its market value. Before we wrap up, I encourage you to check your change. You never know what you might find. And if you're interested in learning more about rare coins, valuable pennies, and the world of numismatics, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos. We'll help you discover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Have you ever wondered if the penny in your pocket could be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, it might be time to take a closer look at that coin. Imagine finding a 1975D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny worth a staggering $867,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny could potentially change your life. But what makes this coin so valuable? And how can you tell if you've stumbled upon one of these rare gems? Stick around, because in today's video we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare pennies, including this incredible 1975D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and why it could be worth a small fortune. Before we dive into the details of what makes this penny so special, let's first take a step back and understand the history behind it. The Lincoln penny, one of the most iconic coins in American history, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The penny was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, and it quickly became a symbol of American unity and pride. Now, fast forward to 1975. This year was a significant one for the United States, marked by economic changes, political shifts, and cultural milestones. However, it wasn't until later that coin collectors would recognize how rare and valuable the 1975D mint mark Lincoln penny would become. Now, let's get into the important part. How to identify a genuine 1975D mint mark Lincoln penny. There are a few key features to look for to help you identify if you've got a valuable coin on your hands. First, the coin should have the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side should feature the iconic image of the Lincoln Memorial along with the words E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 1 cent. But here's the catch: the 1975D mint mark penny is rare because of an error that occurred during production. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck without the usual D mint mark, or the mint mark itself was improperly placed, making them unique and valuable. To identify the coin's authenticity, you'll need to look closely at the mint mark located near the bottom right of the coin's obverse side. A genuine 1975D penny will have a well-formed D mint mark, which signifies that it was struck in Denver. Additionally, you should check the overall condition of the coin. Coins in good condition will have clear, crisp details, while coins that are heavily worn or circulated might not be worth as much. Now that we know how to identify this penny, let's talk about some key details that make it so unique. The 1975D Lincoln penny is made of copper, just like most pennies minted before 1982. It weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. These details are essential when assessing the authenticity and condition of the coin. Another important thing to note is the type of error that could increase the value of this coin. As mentioned earlier, some 1975D Lincoln pennies were produced with a minting mistake. The most valuable examples are those that have an improperly placed mint mark or lack one altogether. This rare error can cause the coin to be worth much more than its face value. So why exactly is the 1975D mint mark Lincoln penny so rare and valuable? The answer lies in the error that occurred during its production. Coins with errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are considered a part of coin history. In the case of the 1975D penny, the mistake made it a one-of-a-kind item. These coins were not meant to be released into circulation, but some made their way into the public's hands. Over time, as more people started to collect coins, the 1975D penny became a prized find for anyone lucky enough to spot one. Because of the rarity of these error coins, they are highly desirable in the collector's market. When a coin like this is discovered, it can sell for significantly more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 1975D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. The value of a coin depends on its condition, rarity, and whether it has been certified by a reputable grading organization like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). If you have a 1975D penny that is heavily worn or circulated, it might be worth a few dollars above face value, maybe $5 to $10, depending on the condition. However, if the coin is in excellent condition, such as uncirculated or near mint condition, it can be worth significantly more. The real jackpot comes when the coin has the rare minting error and is certified as authentic. In these cases, the 1975D Lincoln penny can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, with the most well-known example reaching a stunning $867,000 at auction. To give you a clearer picture of just how much these rare coins can sell for, let's take a look at some real examples. One 1975D mint mark Lincoln penny in mint condition with the error sold for over $800,000 at a major auction. That's right, someone turned a simple penny into nearly $1 million. It's a story of a lucky find that turned into a life-changing amount of money. However, finding one of these rare pennies isn't easy. Only a few have been discovered over the years, and they're often sold through specialized coin auctions or to high-end collectors. So, can you get rich by finding a 1975D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny? Well, while it's rare, it's not impossible. Coin collecting is a hobby that has turned into a lucrative endeavor for some lucky collectors. The key to finding one of these rare coins is simply to check your change carefully and keep an eye out for any pennies that stand out. Remember, it's not just about the 1975D penny. There are other valuable coins out there, and many of them are hiding in plain sight. So it's worth taking the time to learn more about rare coins and how to identify them. Before we wrap up, I encourage you to check through your spare change and see if you have any hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos on coin collecting, rare pennies, and tips on how to get lucky in the world of valuable coins. You never know, you might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your coin hunting. Hello, coin enthusiasts. Imagine digging through your spare change and you stumble upon a penny, one that turns out to be worth a staggering $867,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a single penny. Today, we're talking about the rare 1978 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors around the world. But why is this penny so valuable, and how can you tell if you've got one hiding in your change? Stay with me and you'll learn everything you need to know about this incredible coin, from its historical background to how it could make you a small fortune. Let's dive in. To understand why the 1978 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is so valuable, we need to look back at the history of U.S. coinage. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, honoring President Abraham Lincoln, who is a central figure in American history. The coin was originally designed by Victor David Brenner and has undergone several changes throughout the years. In 1978, the U.S. Mint faced a significant issue with its penny production. Normally, pennies are made at the mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, in that particular year, there was a unique and unexpected error. A batch of pennies was struck without a mint mark. Mint marks are small letters stamped on coins to indicate where they were made: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. The lack of a mint mark on certain 1978 pennies was not planned, and it was a rare mistake that went unnoticed at first. Eventually, these no-mint mark coins were discovered and collectors realized how rare and valuable they were. Since then, the 1978 no-mint mark penny has become one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics, which is the study and collection of coins. So, how can you identify if you've got one of these valuable 1978 no-mint mark pennies? Let's go over the key details to help you spot the real deal. First, take a close look at the front or obverse of the coin. The image of Abraham Lincoln should be clear and sharp. This penny should have the year 1978 on it, but here's the critical part: there should be no mint mark beneath the date. If you see a P, D, or S, then it's not the rare version you're looking for. Next, check the size and weight. A genuine 1978 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams and be about 19 millimeters in diameter. It's made of copper-plated zinc, so it should have that familiar reddish-brown color. You'll want to make sure the coin doesn't have any obvious signs of wear or damage that could affect its value, but a well-preserved penny will look as good as new. When evaluating a 1978 no-mint mark penny, there are a few key factors to keep in mind. Weight and material. As mentioned, the penny weighs 2.5 grams and is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. If the coin feels lighter or heavier, it may be a different issue entirely. Mint mark and year. Look for the absence of the mint mark beneath the date. The year 1978 should be clearly visible on the coin. Errors. While the primary error on the 1978 penny is the missing mint mark, there are other potential errors that can make this coin even rarer. For example, some of these pennies were struck with double die errors, which means the coin has been struck multiple times, causing the image to appear doubled. These can also increase a coin's value, but the missing mint mark is the most notable error. Condition. The condition of the coin is crucial when determining its value. A penny in perfect, uncirculated condition will always be worth more than one that's heavily worn or circulated. So, why is the 1978 no mint mark penny so valuable? Well, its rarity is the primary reason. With only a small number of these coins being produced and released into circulation, they're incredibly scarce today. Additionally, the fact that they went unnoticed for years means they weren't pulled from circulation and stored by the mint, which only adds to their desirability. Coins that are minted without their expected markings are always of interest to collectors. But the 1978 no-mint mark penny stands out because of the historical significance surrounding it. The fact that it's part of the long-standing tradition of Lincoln pennies, paired with the rarity of this particular error, makes it a highly sought-after item. Some collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a coin with a story like this. Now, you may be wondering, just how much is this coin worth? Well, the value of a 1978 no-mint mark penny depends on several factors, including its condition and whether it has been professionally graded. In general, a worn or circulated version of this penny is worth anywhere from $100 to $500. But in uncirculated or mint condition, the value can skyrocket to $867,000 or more, as we've seen in certain auctions. For example, one 1978 no-mint mark penny in mint condition sold for over $800,000 at a major auction. Of course, this price is not the norm, but it shows just how valuable this coin can be when in exceptional condition. Keep in mind that the market value can fluctuate, so if you think you've found one of these rare pennies, it's always a good idea to get it professionally appraised. To give you a clearer idea of what these coins have sold for, let's look at a couple of examples from the auction world. In 2017, a well-preserved 1978 no-mint mark penny was auctioned off for $825,000, setting a new record for the coin. This was an uncirculated version, which made it incredibly rare. In another instance, a penny with the same error but showing some wear was sold for around $300,000 in 2019. Even though it wasn't in mint condition, its rarity still commanded a hefty price. As you can see, the value of a 1978 no-mint mark penny can vary depending on its condition, but one thing is clear. These pennies can make you a significant amount of money. So, how can you get rich or lucky by finding a 1978 no-mint mark penny? Well, you've got to start by checking your change. If you come across a 1978 penny, be sure to carefully examine it for the missing mint mark and any other signs of rarity. Even if you don't find one of these pennies in perfect condition, you could still be holding on to a small treasure worth hundreds of dollars. If you're serious about collecting rare coins, or just want to be on the lookout for valuable finds in your everyday transactions, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more tips on rare pennies and coin collecting. Who knows, the next time you reach into your pocket, you might be holding a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Did you know that a simple penny in your pocket could be worth more than $500,000? Yes, you heard that right. A rare 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has shocked the coin collecting world, selling for as much as $867,000. This tiny coin, often overlooked and forgotten, might be hiding in your change jar right now, and today we're going to explore why it's so valuable, how to spot one, and how you could get lucky by checking your coins. So sit back, relax, and let's take a fascinating journey into the world of rare pennies and valuable coins. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American life since 1909. When it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, the design has changed slightly, but Lincoln's profile has remained the same. By 1988. The Lincoln penny featured his iconic image on the front, or obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, or reverse, but that year, something unusual happened. A small number of pennies left the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark and with a very specific detail that collectors now look for, and that small error? It's what turned an ordinary 1-cent coin into a coin worth nearly $1 million. So how do you know if you have the rare 1988 no mint mark penny? Let's break it down step by step. First, look at the date on the coin. It should say 1988. Next, look just beneath the date. If you don't see a small letter, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, then you may have something special. No mint mark means it was produced in Philadelphia, but here's the catch: not all 1988 pennies with no mint mark are valuable. What you're looking for is a very specific kind of error. On this rare penny, the AM in the word America on the reverse side is close together, almost touching. This is known as the close AM variety. Most pennies from 1988 have a wide AM where the letters A and M are clearly spaced apart. This close AM design was intended for proof coins made in San Francisco, but a few of those special dies ended up being used by the Philadelphia Mint by mistake. And that's what makes this coin so rare. Let's talk specifics. The rare 1988 no mint mark close AM penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. It's made of copper-plated zinc, and it's only one of a few known examples with this rare reverse design. Collectors and experts verify these coins using magnifying glasses or microscopes, so every little detail matters. If you think you found one, have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. That's the key to getting top dollar. Now for the big question: how much is it worth? In heavily worn or circulated condition, it might still bring in hundreds or even a few $1,000s. In uncirculated condition, especially if it's been certified, the value can skyrocket. One such penny, authenticated and in pristine condition, sold for an astounding $867,000 at auction. Yes, a 1-cent coin, sold for nearly $1 million. Even lower-grade examples have fetched impressive sums. For instance, a lightly circulated 1988 close AM penny with no mint mark sold for over $20,000 in 2022. And more recently, one in excellent condition brought in over $50,000. These coins are rare, but not impossible to find. And that's what makes them so exciting. So what does this mean for you? It means that your next trip to the grocery store, your spare change tray, or even that old coin jar in the closet could be hiding a fortune. All it takes is a careful look and a bit of knowledge. You don't need to be a coin collector to find treasure. Sometimes luck is all it takes. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories about rare pennies, coin collecting, and valuable coins you might already own. And most importantly, don't forget to check your change, because the next time you reach into your pocket, you might just pull out a penny worth $867,000. Hello and welcome back to the channel where we explore rare coins that could be hiding right in your pocket. Today's episode is about a tiny piece of copper that could change your life. Imagine reaching into your old coin jar, pulling out a penny, and discovering it's worth over $867,000. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent. Worth almost $1 million. That coin is the 1989 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. If you're someone who remembers when coins had real value and craftsmanship, this is a story you'll want to hear from start to finish. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's take a slow and fascinating journey through one of the most surprising treasures in American coin history. Let's start by going back to the year 1989. It was the bicentennial of George Washington's inauguration. The Berlin Wall was beginning to fall, and in the United States, the penny still featured the beloved profile of President Abraham Lincoln, unchanged since 1909. The 1989 Lincoln cent was part of a series that had been running for decades. These pennies were mostly made at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these mints marked their coins with tiny letters called mint marks. Philadelphia usually used no mint mark at all. Denver coins had a D, and San Francisco coins carried an S. However, in rare cases, errors occurred, and that's where the story of this valuable penny begins. Now, let's talk about what to look for if you think you may have a 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. First, examine the date on the front, or obverse, of the coin. It should clearly read 1989. Just beneath the date, there should be no mint mark at all. That means there's no D or S under the year. This alone doesn't make the coin valuable. Millions of 1989 pennies were made without a mint mark. What makes the specific one valuable is a rare error in how it was struck. This penny has a combination of features that make it unique: an off-metal strike, a double die error, or sometimes being struck on a transitional planchet. Collectors and experts believe that some of these coins may have been mistakenly created using leftover coin blanks from other years or mints. As a result, they carry characteristics that make them true oddities. Here are the physical details you need to know. Weight: around 2.5 grams, unless it's one of the rare errors struck on older copper blanks, which weigh about 3.1 grams. Material: most 1989 pennies are made of copper-plated zinc. But a few rare errors may have been struck on solid copper planchets by mistake. Diameter: 19 mm. Mint mark: none visible below the year. Notable errors: look for doubled features on Lincoln's face, lettering, or numbers. Check for misstrikes, odd coloration, or weight variations. If your 1989 penny feels heavier or looks different, it could be a hidden treasure. You might be wondering, with billions of pennies made in 1989, why is this one so special? The answer is a combination of rarity and error. Some of these coins were struck incorrectly due to leftover materials or minting mistakes. Others may have slipped through with doubled dies or were struck off-center. These error coins are extremely hard to find, and very few have been authenticated by experts. That's what makes them so valuable in the eyes of collectors and investors. In fact, a genuine error 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny was recently reported to have sold for $867,000 at a private auction. Yes, a single penny, something we usually ignore or leave in a jar, can be worth more than some homes. Now let's talk numbers. Worn or circulated condition. If you have a 1989 penny with no mint mark that's been in someone's pocket for years and has no special errors, it's still just worth 1 cent. Slight errors or unusual appearance. These might bring in between $10 and $500 depending on the error type. Uncirculated or mint state condition. These can go for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Especially if there are clear signs of minting errors, certified and graded by experts. If the coin is graded by companies like PCGS or NGC and shows a significant error, that's when the big money comes in. One coin, as we mentioned, has reached as high as $867,000 due to its rarity and condition. Many coin collectors and dealers scour estate sales, flea markets, and change jars just for the chance to find one. Let's look at some real-world examples. In 2022, a verified 1989 no mint mark penny with a double die obverse sold at auction for over $10,000. Another example with a rare off-metal strike was graded MS67 and brought in over $25,000. And the now famous example that sold for over $867,000 was authenticated as an ultra-rare error coin struck on the wrong planchet, something only a trained eye or certified grading company would detect. So what does all of this mean for you? It means the next time you reach into your purse, your wallet, or that old coffee can full of pennies, you just might be holding something extraordinary. These rare coins are out there waiting to be found. It could happen to anyone, young or old. And if you find one, it could change your life. All it takes is a little curiosity, a magnifying glass, and the knowledge you've gained today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We release new videos every week about rare coins, coin collecting tips, and stories of lucky people who turned spare change into a fortune. Also, share this video with your friends and family, especially those who have jars full of old coins. You never know who might be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and as always, check your change. Have you ever checked the pennies lying around in your kitchen drawer or tucked away in an old jar? What if I told you one of those pennies, a simple 1-cent coin from 1991, could be worth up to $867,000? Yes, you heard that right. A penny, worth nearly $1 million. And it might be sitting in your change right now. Today, we're talking about the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in U.S. history. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and let's dig into why this little coin has collectors and experts buzzing with excitement. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American coinage since 1909. Introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it replaced the Indian head cent and became the first regular-issue coin to feature a real person, President Lincoln himself. By 1991, the Lincoln cent had been in circulation for over 80 years. At this time, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies every year, mostly from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from Philadelphia typically had no mint mark, while Denver coins had a small d below the date. So a 1991 penny with no mint mark wouldn't usually raise eyebrows. But here's the twist: some of these no mint mark coins are different. Extremely rare errors or variations have made a few of these coins incredibly valuable to collectors, especially when they have unusual characteristics that set them apart from regular issues. Now, let's talk about how you can identify this potentially life-changing coin. First, flip over your 1991 penny. Look just below the year. If there's no mint mark, no little d or s, you might have a Philadelphia coin. That's normal. But what makes this rare coin so special is not just the lack of a mint mark. It's the details hidden in the coin's appearance. Some of the 1991 no mint mark pennies that have made headlines were struck on the wrong planchet. That means they were printed on a different kind of metal than they were supposed to be. Others were struck with extreme die errors, causing doubling, off-centering, or other unusual features. To spot a genuine version, look for a sharp strike and unusual coloration. Check for doubling in Lincoln's profile or in the lettering. Examine the edges for any abnormalities, and always weigh the coin. The standard 1991 Lincoln penny should have the following characteristics: weight, 2.5 grams; material, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper; plating diameter, 19 millimeters; edge, smooth; mint marks, usually none. D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Proof coins, but rare versions may differ in weight or appearance. Some error coins have been found weighing 3.1 grams, which was the standard for older copper pennies. If your 1991 penny weighs more than 2.5 grams, you could be looking at a valuable error. So why is this coin so rare? It all comes down to mistakes. When a small number of 1991 pennies were mistakenly struck with older or incorrect dies or planchets, it created unique, one-of-a-kind coins. These types of minting errors are rare to begin with, and when they go unnoticed and end up in circulation, they become treasures. Some of these rare 1991 pennies show dramatic doubling, off-center strikes, or use of the wrong metal. Others simply have extremely high-grade preservation, meaning they've never been touched by human hands and remain in pristine condition. Collectors go wild for these kinds of coins. And when demand meets scarcity, prices skyrocket. Let's talk money. What is this coin actually worth? A worn 1991 no mint mark penny with no errors is typically worth just face value. A circulated error coin with noticeable doubling or misstrikes can fetch anywhere from $100 to $5,000 depending on severity. An uncirculated or certified high-grade error penny could be valued at $10,000 to $100,000. And in some cases, exceptional specimens with unique errors or historical significance have been valued or sold for up to $867,000 at auction. For example, one extremely rare 1991 Lincoln cent with a dramatic off-metal strike and pristine condition sold at a major auction house for over $80,000. Another double-die example graded MS-67 by PCGS brought in more than $25,000. Prices vary based on rarity, grade, and collector demand. But the point is clear: this coin has the potential to be extremely valuable. So what does this mean for you? It means the next time you empty your pockets, check that coin jar, or sort through old change, take a closer look. You could be holding onto a rare and valuable 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that could change your life. To find one, remember, look for 1991 pennies with no mint mark. Check for errors, doubling, or strange coloration. Weigh the coin. Anything over 2.5 grams is worth investigating, and if you think you have something special, get it appraised or graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. You never know. You might just get rich from a penny. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into rare coins, valuable pennies, and hidden treasures in everyday change. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next episode, and please leave a comment below if you found any interesting coins in your collection. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Imagine you're just going about your day holding a penny in your hand, maybe from your pocket change. Now, what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth over $800,000? That's right. A simple penny, a coin most people toss away without a second thought, has turned into one of the most valuable coins in the world. Today, we're going to explore the remarkable story of the 2014 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln Pennies, one of the most sought-after, high-value pennies in history. You might just have one in your coin jar, your wallet, or even in your loose change. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and who knows, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. The 2014 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a coin that's caught the attention of collectors, investors, and numismatists alike. But why is this particular penny so valuable? To understand that, we need to dive into its history, how to spot a genuine version, and why it's worth so much. Let's start with the basics. First, let's take a quick trip back in time. The Lincoln cent, which you've likely seen countless times, was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. For over a century, this penny has been a cornerstone of American currency. Its design has changed over the years, but since 1959, the reverse side of the coin has depicted the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic image that reminds us of Lincoln's legacy. Now, fast forward to 2014, when a new generation of pennies was minted. At the Denver Mint, the 2014 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny was created. While most of these coins are worth only 1 cent, a small percentage of them were minted with a unique error, an error that turned a regular penny into a rare treasure. Let's talk about how to identify this rare version. The first thing to know is that the coin should be a standard 2014 penny, but the key to its value lies in its condition and specific characteristics. The 2014 D Mint Mark penny was supposed to be struck just like any other penny, but some of these coins were produced with a subtle minting error. To identify a genuine 2014 D penny, you'll want to check a few key features. The coin weighs 2.5 grams and is made of copper-plated zinc. The Mint Mark D is located on the obverse side, right below Abraham Lincoln's shoulder. If you see this mint mark, you're on the right track. Now, pay attention to the condition of the coin. A worn or circulated coin will have much less value than one in excellent condition. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some of these coins were struck with an error, which makes them extremely rare and valuable. The most famous of these errors is known as the double die variety. Essentially, a mistake during the minting process caused the image of Abraham Lincoln to appear doubled on the coin's surface. This doubling effect is subtle, but it can make a huge difference in value. So, how much could one of these rare coins be worth? Well, a 2014 D penny with a double die error can fetch extraordinary amounts in the marketplace. In fact, these pennies have been known to sell for as much as $867,000 in auction if they're in perfect, uncirculated condition. Coins in less pristine condition, such as those that have been circulated or show signs of wear, will still command a premium, but nowhere near as much as a flawless specimen. Let's take a closer look at some real-world examples of these rare pennies. One of the most famous sales happened in 2017 when a 2014 D Mint Mark penny with a double die error sold for $867,000 at a prestigious coin auction. That's an incredible sum for a coin that, on the surface, looks like just another penny. But for collectors and investors, the value of such a coin is astronomical. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable coins? It's important to look closely at the coin's details. If you think you've found a 2014 D penny with a potential double die error, it's worth having it inspected by a professional. A coin like this could easily be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its condition and the severity of the minting error. Of course, not every 2014 D penny will be worth that much. Coins in worn or circulated condition may not fetch a small fortune, but they can still hold value, especially if you find them in bulk or if they have other unique features. In the world of coin collecting, even pennies that aren't perfect can be valuable. So, if you're holding on to some old pennies, take a moment to check them. You might just have a rare, valuable coin in your pocket. And if you do, who knows, your luck could change overnight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the world of rare coins is filled with opportunities for unexpected treasures. Don't forget to check your change and subscribe to our channel for more videos on rare coins, coin collecting tips, and stories of hidden treasures. You never know, your next coin discovery could make you a small fortune. Thanks for watching and happy hunting!